Welcome to Mailbag. Less predictable than Everton's injury list, or is it more predictable? Is Everton's injury list predictable? The fact that we've got injuries is, isn't it?
Most predictable injury squad in the whole of world football has to be.
The players aren't particularly predictable who are injured, apart from Mina. Well, Calvert-Lewin, I don't think he's had a long-term injury the whole time he does.
No, but it's just always like the spine of our team, innit? I mean, do you remember when we got to the final in 2009 and we had Yakubu, Arteta, Jaggy Elka, like the three best players? It's Everton, innit?
That would have been like Chelsea being without Drogba, Terry, and
Lampard, yeah.
Warren, you've probably just heard there, and Keith as well.
Bemoaning our injuries.
So it's sort of a mailbag / ale bag. Warren, what you on there?
I've got a coffee, but I did sneak a little tiny bit of whiskey in there, so it's a little bit got Irished it up a little bit, so it's all good.
Friday night treat. Keith?
That's it.
Good effort that. I am on a nice little pineapple rum with some ginger beer.
Good stuff. Very, very tropical for this bad weather. I like it.
It's nice. It's a lovely little touch.
You on anything, Les?
I'm on the Camden Hells.
Oh, good lad.
I've got some red wine there as well. So we're all ready. We're all geared up. Before we kick off, we'll do the raffograph, but slightly different this week. I'm going to go with a slightly amended version of your binary one, Keith. So I'll go to you first, then, Keith. You want them gone or don't want them gone? I've gone a little bit less harsh than yours, but
I'm sticking with my binary scale. I want him dead. It's not. Do you know what? It's not even really his fault. It's just like, yeah, he's just the victim of circumstance in that, like, we either win and I don't want him dead, or we lose and I want him dead. So there you go. There is no in between.
And he's picked a hell of a time to suddenly become an unlucky manager, hasn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what? He's ever had like an injury crisis, has he, as a manager?
No.
And then he comes to Everton and we break him.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah. So he's got a chance to redeem himself tomorrow.
With an even further depleted squad. Warren, where are you on Keith's binary raffograph?
I'm still keep him in. Do you know what did it for me? Like, how many years when he was their manager and we had Moyes, how many times did go up head to head with Moyes and Moyes could never get a win, ever? And then upturns Moyes with West Ham, outplays us. It's just Everton.
Yeah, be the first time he's beat Benetiz away, surely. That.
Oh, just ridiculous. just us all over. But
I think it must be, mustn't it? Yeah. I'm loath to say it because I despise them. But West Ham have got a really decent looking team at the moment.
Yeah.
Watched them in Europe last night and they absolutely just strolled it.
That starting 11 come out last week and I went, these are a good side. These are a good, strong. It's reminiscent of the side he built with us. He's just had a few years there now and he's been lucky to have the likes of Rice and a few other players there and he's just built around it. It's very Moyes, isn't it? But yeah. I was just going to say, like, it's we're going back to us and Benetiz and that, you know, I think I said to it, you know, without going too sort of blue room heavy here, soccer chat, red hot soccer chat. I think I said to you, Les, a while back, you know, we're going to have ups and downs. It's going to be that type of season. But I think when we have the downs, not to get too down and not go, oh, we're going to get relegated. And when we have the ups, not go, we're going to make Europe. I think we're going to be somewhere in between. Yeah. So I just don't think it's worth getting too over the top about a home defeat against, like Keith said, even though we don't like saying it, a very decent side.
Yeah, I think as well with Moyes, you know, he's been there, 3 years, is it? And he's had a chance to build that team. Obviously, having players like Declan Rice coming through really helps. But then adding to that with like Zuma and that, he's been able to build a really good team because he's been given time to. I think we've got to do the same with Benitez now. So I'm very much in the don't want him gone or dead camp because I just think now, just stick with him. He's been dealt a really crappy hand coming in, but I think he's shown throughout his career and in the first few games at Everton that he is a decent manager and he can get a tune out of these players where other managers perhaps couldn't in the past. So I think it's just worth sticking with him. And
I agree. And For now, though, Les, I think the Cardinals uniform's back in the wardrobe, but maybe one day, mate. We will eventually one day, me and you down County Roads, have them Johns, so we'll get there.
Yeah, I got home at the weekend and I sadly folded it up and just put it back under the bed.
Yeah, we did have it out partially for a bit, didn't we?
Tell you what, mate, come April, we'll be down County Road. Right, so we're going to the hot topics then. So for this one, we've got Watford. Everton players who scored against Watford.
Ooh.
Okay. First question is, who needs a liability notice?
Manny Fernandez.
Your Walcott.
Oh, did Manny Fernandez score against Watford?
I'm sure he did. Remember the 3-0? I'm sure it was him. When Osman scored that Walesy, I'm sure Fernandez scored. I'll have to check.
You're confident, if nothing else.
I'll tell you what, because I don't know what this story's about. Go with Keith while I look on my iPad to see if Manny Fernandez did score in that game.
Yeah, go ahead then, Keith. What's the story?
Do you know what? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Do you know what? I am absolutely chocker this week with work, and I haven't paid any attention to the news in the slightest beyond like a couple of bits of cricket chat today. So
what it is, it's all these Magna Carta common law mings knocking about.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, right? How hard would it be if they turned up at your work? How like self-disciplined would you have to be not to just wade in and start chinning them?
Well, yeah, that clip, the people, it was in a hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah, genuinely the worst human beings in the world, like lecturing doctors and nurses on the Nuremberg Code. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's like they're treating people with cancer. It's not like Joseph Mengele. They're not like sewing babies together or anything. Leave them fucking alone. Go home, grow up, get a hobby, just stop being a dick. I hate these people. I'm genuinely the worst human beings in the world.
I would 100% agree. I can't really add any more to that, mate. That was.
I'd throw hands. I'd have to throw hands. Like I wouldn't be able to stop myself. I'd lose my job over it, but it'd be worth it.
Quite satisfying, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, like proper, just wade in.
So, just say you're not one of these knobheads, but you do want to serve someone a liability notice. You want them gone. You serving it too.
It's Fabian Delph, isn't it?
Oh my God, the sweet irony in that.
Everton-wise, it's Fabian Delph. I mean, there's another contender, but like legally we can't chat about that right now. But yeah, it's got to be Delph. He's just, what is the point in him? We're paying this man £80,000 a week. I hate him so much.
He's going to start tomorrow, isn't he?
Oh God, he is as well. And if he's anywhere near how big's the squad now? 18, 19, 20?
5 in it with all the injuries.
How many goalkeepers have we got on the bench? If he's there tomorrow, I'm just gonna I'll spend my whole game just booing him from the Bullens.
That's fair enough. I don't think you'll be alone in that either. No, that's a shout. Anti-vaxxer, Fabian Delph, lad. Warren.
Well, just before I answer the question, I've found out if Manny Fernandez did indeed score against Watford. And I'm just going to read you the BBC report, match report at the time. And I'm only going to read the first 2 paragraphs because it sounds so wonderful and how we long for these days again. Watford 0, Everton 3. Everton romped to victory to keep their push for the UEFA Cup on course and leave Watford desperate trouble. Manny Fernandez stabbed home his first goal for Everton after 23 minutes when Watford keeper Richard Lee fumbled Tim Cahill's shot into his path. So he did score, but Everton on the way to UEFA Cup glory. How good does that sound, eh?
That was cracking recollection, that, mate, because I haven't got any recollection of that at all.
Somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew he scored. Liability notices, if I could turn it to anybody. Do you know what? This might sound harsh, right? But I know they're doing it for the goodwill and everything. They're doing it for, the hearts are in the right place. But these people who are in like town or city centres who, can I just speak to you for 5 minutes about this cause, please? I really, I just need a signature or for £2. And you don't want to do that thing where you go, I'm really sorry, I'm busy, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not busy. I'm just having a stroll through town. But just leave me alone. Like, I'm in the middle of my day. I know you're doing a good thing, but look, I give to charity. I do my bit. I do play my part. I don't need you coming up to me in a clipboard, making me feel anxious and under pressure. And 9 times out of 10 as well, it's not something that sounds bad. It's not something that I really care about either. So I'd probably say to them, not right, you're coming with me and you're getting in the back of this van and you're not going to bother people again in town or city centres.
that went quite dark quite quickly.
So yeah, so that's what I'd do anyway.
Top tip for that, right? Just get your phone out. If I'm in town, top of Church Street, out, walk right down, totally unbothered. But if you do, just do that thing where you look at them and like shrug and point at your phone.
Or there's the perfect response. Like if one of them says to you, "Oh, have you got 5 minutes to talk about like saving dolphins?" You say, "Yeah, but I'm not sure how much we'll get done."
Or you do the Thomas Muller, your passport is your phone. You remember that clip? Thomas Muller,
yeah.
Munich, when he's got his passport with his pretending it's his phone, so no one of the reporters bother him to do that.
What a fella Tom Muller is.
Levin Golondowski.
I always love that video where he's coming out for training and he sounds exactly like Kermit. It's incredible.
Amazing. Right, next one. There's sort of 2 parts to this now. So, players at ready. Best ever young player.
Andy Gray.
Just took the words out my mouth.
Was he good as a youngster, do you reckon? Was he? I think
Andy Gray.
Andy Gray at Dundee United was tremendous as a youngster.
Yeah.
I'm going to revert to the iPad again, Les, because I'm sure he won PFA Young Player of the Year. But I'll check that. Right. Again, I'll check that while Keith answers the question. That would
have been at Wolves, wouldn't it?
Or Villa, yeah, one or the other. Hang on, let me have a look. Go on,
he was at Wolves before us and Villa after, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think didn't he go to Villa before us as well?
Yeah, I've got his Wikipedia up here. Hang on a minute.
I thought we signed him from Wolves.
Dundee, Villa, Wolves, Everton.
Oh, Villa then Wolves?
Villa, yeah. Okay. So Villa, Wolves, then Everton, and then he went back to Villa. So he did.
Just a point of order. It's Dundee United, not Dundee. Come on, Warren. You are better than that.
I know.
Warren, that's a straight red.
Do you know what? For my love for Scottish football, I am better than that as well. I do apologise to all Dundee United fans.
It's like these people who are suddenly knocking about saying Sheffield.
I know. Manchester.
United. What the hell is that?
Oh, God. But anyway, Andy Gray in the 1976-77 season scored 29 goals and helped Villa to a 4th place finish and a victory in the League Cup and earned himself the PFA Young Player of the Year award. So there you go.
They beat us in the League Cup that year, didn't they?
77.
77, yeah. So it was against us, yeah.
I didn't realise he scored against us in that. It was over.
I don't know if he scored against us, but
just on the way there. Sorry.
Just on, yeah. But
it was 2 replays, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was Lampard, wasn't it? Frank Lampard Senior scored the win against us, didn't he?
Not for Villa. That was another game. That
was West Ham. Sorry, yeah. Claret and Blue.
Brian Little scored the winner, I think.
Yeah, Claret and Blue mixed up with, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad tells me all about that. He suffered the 70s, I think. Anyway, where were we? Best ever young player, Keith?
It's got to be Rooney, isn't it? I mean, you can't really argue against it. He was just like the levels he got to and the age he got to those levels at. Just something else. Just an outrageous footballer.
And so...
Who was it said the other day? The last of the street footballers, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think someone put the other day he was ruined by becoming a water carrier for like a sort of downward trajectory United side, which he did, didn't he? I know.
Yeah, after Cristiano Ronaldo left, he had to do everything, didn't he?
Yeah. And just being at United and being part of that and working under Ferguson, it was sort of more for the team. When he was the sort of player who kind of needed to do it about him as well. So when he played for us, he just did what he wanted. It always goes back to that game against West Brom where he just stands with his hands on his hips and looks at the fullback and is like, what are you going to do? And just goes past him. He was like 16.
Cracking, wasn't it? Or the goal at Ellen Road where he sort of picked it up about 30 yards out, and his turn of pace was just, nobody saw it coming.
No,
and he was just gone, and then bang, shot.
He was quite deep into like, wasn't he? So he was sort of between the halfway line and the area, so he had a lot to do there. Brilliant.
That was it. Yeah, just like that one touch, the drop of the shoulder, and he was gone, and nobody could get near him.
Yeah. Warren, would you agree, Rooney? Or...
I would. I'm going to throw another name in a minute, but with Rooney, I mean, Rooney's about 9-10 months older than me. So when he was bursting through at the time, it was like, wow, there's a kid my age who's doing this, you know. And I think it was weird because he had that 2 years with us, and then he went off with England, and then Euros. You just thought England have got the best player in the world, because he was. I think a lot of people forget just how frightening he was in them first couple of years, and then he did become more of a team player at United, but that he sacrificed a bit of his natural game. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a goal I think that goes under the radar a bit. He scored for us. Do you remember the one at Charlton? Just brute force. Away at Charlton, and it was like I think he'd only just turned 17 or something, and you know what? God, when I was 17, I was still a kid. Like, I still had the body of a kid, and he was a man when he was 16 already, wasn't he? But yeah, he was frightening. But I just remember when I was a kid, you know, you didn't have the saturation of football on TV what we've got now. So when you heard an exotic foreign name, you were immediately spellbound by how good they were and how skillful they were. And I just remember, like, original Ronaldo, seeing clips of the Brazilian Ronaldo. And when I saw him at PSV, there was a clip on like Trans World Sport or something, and he did like a triple step over and scored. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. And then he went to Barca, and he scored an unbelievable amount of goals for Barca and then Inter. And he was, I just thought, this player is phenomenal. And he went to the World Cup, didn't he, in '98? And I know everyone knows all about what happened in the final, but for that tournament and them years leading up to that, he was just something else. And I thought, this is the greatest player I'll ever see. And I know everyone goes on about Ronaldo and Messi, and I think that's a little bit to do with the fact that we see them now and they're still in our consciousness now. But God, when I was a kid, there was some great players, and Ronaldo for me is up there for the greatest ever striker. I just thought he was phenomenal.
If you need another reason to dislike him, he was named after Ronald Reagan, apparently.
Oh, really? Was he?
Yeah. Wow. So I assume in that, it was something in the back of my mind that I remember when he signed for United. Like his fella was saying, he was named after Ronald Reagan. So
not United.
I assume Cristiano was his surname.
Yeah, not him. I mean, not Cristiano. I mean Brazilian Ronaldo.
Oh, the proper one.
Yeah.
The real Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough then.
Oh, yeah. No, he was on about him. Not.
Yeah, he was unbelievable as a kid, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the other side to this question, Sam Reed tweeted, said, "Is that the best young player who actually turned out to be shit?" Which I think is a nice twist on it.
Well, we've had a few of them, haven't we?
I want to throw Ross Barkley into the ring. He shouldn't be that shit, but is.
I thought Michael Branch was going to be like the next superstar for England, because at the time, remember, it was Owen. Owen was playing for them and coming through for them and scoring bagfuls. And Branch was like Royal gave him his debut, didn't he, at 16? And I thought Branch was going to be the one, and then didn't quite work out, did it? And then Cadamarteri, similar as well. I think it's a bit harsh to say he was shit because he had a good career, but from the heights he initially had for us, Cadamarteri, you thought, here we go, we've got another kid who's a superstar here.
Absolutely, rinsing Cavani and Ruddock.
Yeah, and scoring that goal, and then scored against Arsenal. He scored against big teams as well, and then just sort of fell by the wayside a bit. And then Rodwell, I thought Rodwell was going to be England captain. I really did. And, well, just again, fell by the wayside, didn't he?
I remember someone saying about Rodwell is that he would have been a great player had he been from Kirkdale and not Birkdale.
Yeah. Too much Birkdale, not enough Kirkdale. So right.
Spot on, innit? Really. Keith, have you got anyone who was meant to be a really good young player, but was actually just a bit shit?
We've got excited about a lot of terrible names, haven't we?
Oh God, yeah.
Like you hear reports of them coming through, and I'm fully expecting the same of Ellis Sims and this Dobbins cat as well. They're going to be terrible and end up at like Bradford or something. John Paul Kissick. Do you remember John Paul Kissick was the next big thing?
Yeah.
Phil Jevons.
God, yeah, he went to
Jevons, yeah.
He went
Phil
to Grimsby,
Jevons
didn't he? And scored a winner in the League Cup against Liverpool.
Scored the winner and scored the blinder and Anfield.
Yeah. Touted for the top. Oh God, there's just some like Ryan Ledson after his derby tackle in the mini derby, and everyone thought he was going to be great, and then he ended up at fucking Oxford
Cambridge or something. Yeah.
There's always Stuart Barlow for me, but I think he was actually before when he started with us. So
yeah,
really
good old Jigsaw. That's one of the best football nicknames ever, isn't it? Jigsaw.
Yeah, amazing. Wasn't that in an episode of Cracker or something? Because remember,
I can't say I've
quite
ever
a lot
seen
of
Cracker.
What's that?
Can't say I've ever seen Cracker.
Have you not?
When you say Cracker, I just think of Jimmy Corkhill's dog in Brookside.
Oh, you kids. No, so Cracker was it was a psychological thriller that was on the telly that starred Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah, I remember it. I just never watched it.
Yeah, it was dead good. Apart from Robert Carlyle's copyright, he was dreadful. There was a whole episode about a fella who'd been so traumatized by Hillsborough he started killing people, which is a bit like, whoa, hang on.
Well, you don't need to go down that path,
Bit weird. But Robert Carlyle had that really crappy Scouse accent where it just talks like one of the Beatles and you'd be sound. It's like no one talks like anyone in the Beatles now.
No. He did that in 51st State as well.
Yeah, it's the same thing basically.
Yeah.
But Cracker was actually really good. But I remember he told that joke in it. I think Ricky Tomlinson was in it. This all could be in my head, I don't know. But I'm pretty Ricky Tomlinson was in it as well. And he cracked that joke. Anyway. Ask us anything now. Start off with a simple one. You can give me a yes or no, or you can go into detail if you want. So Mike Blakey's asked, you moisturise, Warren? You look like a fella that moisturises.
I have to get out the shower, and my face is like the Sahara Desert. It's dry as anything. I've got to. So yeah, I'm a moisturiser after the shower. When I was in America, got a bit of sunburn, and I've always bought since that, that tub of aloe vera like moisturiser, and it sorts you out. Hot top tip for anyone who, I know we're in the winter now, like, but if you get sunburnt, that green Vaseline tub of aloe vera moisturiser, buy that, sorts you right out.
Got some of that over the summer myself. Wishful thinking more than anything, I think. Mike Blakey uses L'Oreal Men Expert all in one.
Because he's worth it.
Because he is.
He is.
He's definitely worth it. Keith?
Yeah, I've like I'm full blown metrosexual these days. I've got a skincare regime. I've started looking after myself. Make sure I drink my 2 liters of water every day.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated and all that.
It's like a racehorse though, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I actually, do you know what, today I actually I couldn't be bothered doing much work this afternoon, and my boss is off, so I jibbed it early. And I've had one of those sort of self-cleansing days. So I tidied the house top to bottom, and then I did the whole beard trim, neck shave, like just the full grooming routine where you sort everything out.
You are looking well creamed there.
Do you know what? You feel miles better for it afterwards as well.
Yeah, you too.
You just feel like a new, clean, healthy person. Yeah. And then I got on the rum.
You've earned it, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
I am actually, as I get older, I'm quite into blitzing the house now. Like,
do you know what? It's dead satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So what? Normalize men being like what we've just described here, because it's great.
Exactly.
And I had my tea tonight, and the first thing I did after my tea was went through and washed the dishes.
You know what though? Better than leaving them.
Yeah.
I mean, I do occasionally leave them to soak, because sometimes things need to soak. But it is nice just like getting in, have your tea, and go, rather than like put your plate on the table and just sort of sit back and go, do that in a minute. Get yourself up, get into the kitchen, get your dishes washed, because you will have a tidy mind for it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm into that. And if you think we've got 3 fellas here who all moisturise, we're going to look fabulous when we're older. That's just how it works.
Mate, I'm 22, really. You know what I mean? I don't, you know.
See, don't look a day over 21, mate.
That's what I mean. I look 22, but I'm actually 30, whatever now. So, you know, it's all this
I look about 40 odd, but that's because I work with chemicals and sleep on my face.
Sleep on your face. Dan Baines asked, would you rather cry baked bean juice or fart actual cobwebs? Keith?
Cobwebs. Definitely cobwebs. I get a lot of hate for this, but it's my hill to die on. I hate baked beans.
Oh.
Absolutely despise beans.
Not based on brand, just
any baked beans. Can't have them. Can't have them. Can't have them near my plate. Can't smell them. Can't touch them. Nah. Okay. If I got bean juice on me, that'd be it. That'd be the end of my day. It'd just be a write off.
Cobwebs it is then.
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite fun actually.
Yeah. Be like a shit Spider-Man, wouldn't you?
That could be the title of the podcast. Shit, no, it can't be. It's got swearing in it.
All right. What about
I'm thinking domestic. I was thinking domestic goddesses, but I don't know. Third-rate spider. Oh no, that's shit. No, do you know what? It's got to be organic, and it. We can't just sit there and think. Plenty of time, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Warren, you'd fart cobwebs as well.
I would. I mean, only because the fact that I'm a baked bean fan, but there is that thing of when you're taking the rubbish out and you get bin juice. It is always bean juice on your hand. So that's the only reason why I go cobweb. But I am a baked bean fan. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, definitely. Matt Jones next. After poor Salomon struggled around the pitch last week, bless him. So that's just triggered something in my head. I was watching something on BBC local news yesterday, and there's a Van Gogh exhibition in Manchester, and the woman who was doing the piece on this Van Gogh exhibition was like, "Oh, do you know what? Van Gogh, bless him, he cut off his own ear. I feel terrible for him." What a really strange, like one of the world's most renowned artists. Like, bless him, he cut his ear off. Didn't he?
Oh, the poor fella.
Amazing, really strange. Anyway, so what's the most knackering sport / exercise you've ever tried, Warren?
Most knackering sport. I mean, boxing's up there, isn't it? I think you've got to be unreal to be a boxer, because it's high intensity for those 2-3 minutes. And I've been the odd boxing training session as well, and it's dead hard. I mean, I think if you put your mind to it, anyone can run a marathon, anyone can run half marathons, whatever. Anyone can do, the Tough Mudders or these Ironman challenges or whatever, because you can get yourself to a reasonable level of fitness. But to work consistently at that high intensity, I think boxing's got to be the hardest one. I can't think of many other sports where you've got to work at that complete point of exhaustion just to reach the next possible level. And even at amateur stage, or even if one of us walked into a boxing gym tomorrow, they push it to the absolute limit. And I don't think many other sports do that to you. We could all go football training, we could all go whatever sport training tomorrow, and we could do an all right job. But I think you've got to be at your absolute peak to be a boxer. So I can't think of anything other than that.
Yeah, that was my immediate thought. It's not something you can just dip into like footy, is it?
No, you can't just turn up five-a-sides. You can turn up five-a-side, can't you? At goals, you can't just turn up to a boxing gym and get in the ring. You've got to be in some form of condition, haven't you? Yeah,
well, I made that mistake I think I was about 25, and I was in really good condition. And I started doing box fits at the gym, and it was sound for the first couple of weeks. It was just like punching bags and stuff like that, but it was really knackering. And then we did sparring, and that was me gone then. I got beat up by some 16-year-old, basically. So I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I'd just been hitting bags for a few weeks. And then this lad was just like picking me off with jabs. And he was only like 60. And I was like, what is this? This is the most ridiculous thing ever.
What am I doing?
Because the bags don't hit you back, do they?
Well, exactly. I can shit out of a bag. That's fine. Keith, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's probably the same for me. Like I've never I've done sparring and stuff, but I've never had an actual boxing match. I know, like, you get all these like white collar boxing stuff now and that. I reckon it'd be quite fun to give it a bash. But yeah, I'm just not in any sort of condition to do it, mate.
Yeah. It would be satisfying to knock the shit out of some Tory CEO, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Like, I've got a couple of mates of mine are doing it at the moment. They've got a fight in Liverpool on the 11th of December, and they're doing the training just now. And you don't get to pick your opponent. Like, your opponent gets picked for you based on like your level of ability and stuff, and your size. So if I was going to do it, I would have to pick who I was fighting.
Yeah, definitely.
Go in, like, first week in there, just size somebody up and go, right, you're fucking getting it. Probably the smallest fella in there.
Well, that's the whole immediate grudge thing. I don't know why I dislike you, but I really dislike you. Yeah, that'll be much better. Yeah, I think boxing. Although Salomon Rondon is making football look really difficult at the minute, isn't he?
Him and Iwobi on Saturday just gone there. Is that the slowest high press there's ever been?
Got to be. Ever since De La Feu got knackered after an hour against Tottenham, that's definitely the slowest high press there's ever been.
I swear he was like the only footballer who was actually asthmatic.
It's like genuinely, not like Liverpool asthmatic, genuinely asthmatic.
Like a proper asthmatic that got out of breath, just like breaking above a trot.
Yeah. It was strange, wasn't it? He was literally knackered after about 10 minutes. But yeah, it's
roll on the weekends, eh?
Oh yeah. Rondon's
they don't have to do it to you, do they?
The thing is, though, right? If Rondon, this will be his third start if he starts. If he can't put one past Watford, he's genuinely shite.
Yeah, I mean,
this game's there. Watford are terrible. He's got to score if he starts tomorrow, hasn't he?
I think we can fairly much just label him as shite now, to be honest. It's not like, I mean, we're Everton fans. We don't need a season to judge somebody to see whether they're shite or not.
This is true.
We very, very rarely get it wrong.
We don't even need to see them, to be honest.
No. Nias, I knew Nias was shite watching him warm up against Villa.
Knew Nias signed on and started running around the pitch.
And then, yeah, he came on the pitch and that was it. Like 5 minutes, he just proved it. Yeah, crap, get him gone. McGeady, even if you'd never seen Aidan McGeady play, you would know he was absolute dog shit because of that diamond earring and his minty jeans.
Oh, the scruffy jeans on his introduction, yeah.
Honestly, who let him on the pitch in them?
I know.
Surely, like Jimmy Martin should have pulled him one side and gone, "Hey lad, we don't do that here."
Whack a pair of trackies on quick, yeah.
pair of Under Armour trackies.
Just right, wear whatever Dunk's wearing. Just do that. That'll be fine.
Hey, tell you what, Big Duncan cutting about in the training photos in his Copa Mundials. What a fella!
I know, what a guy. Absolutely, it is always great when you see a footballer in a pair of like proper boots like that.
Yeah.
Sensible.
And you think, like, obviously they get paid thousands to wear a particular type of boot that the brand maker tells them. But, like, if I was a professional footballer, I'd still be cutting about in Mundials.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like, who was it? Guy Lineker, wasn't it, when he got sponsored by Quasar? He absolutely hated them. He got loads of money for them, but I think he binned them off because the boots were that bad. He just couldn't play in them. He hated them.
Hated them, yeah.
I just kind of think when you see, because you always see now, don't you? You see, like, you can tell when the players come out on the pitch, you can see who they're sponsored by because they've all got the same colour Adidas or Nike on. And it's like boots they've been given. Yeah, you think, you're getting a lot of money for that, but wouldn't you just sooner wear a pair of boots that are dead comfy and sound?
Yeah, like Saturday there, I think something like 8 out of our 11 had them orange, like luminous orange ones on.
Yeah.
Michael Keane has no right wearing orange boots.
No.
Get a pair of black boots on, soft lad, and behave yourself.
this is the first rule of Sunday League, isn't it? You can't up in a pair of flashy boots unless you want to get your head kicked in, or you are genuinely that good.
Yeah. If you're like one of them tricky wingers that like blasts them in from 30 yards, yeah, fair enough. Stick a pair of coloured boots on. If you're playing centre half, get a pair of black boots on. Mundials, Puma Kings.
Exactly.
If you want to be really, really flashy, Nike Tiempos.
Yes. Yeah.
That's your range.
You could probably get away with a pair of Mizuno or Diodora if you feel like that route.
I used to have a pair of Lottos, yellow Lottos. Now I know yellow.
Ones as well.
I know yellow sounds a bit flashy, but they were honestly the most comfortable boots I've ever had.
Did they have the blue Lotto thing on?
They had the little, the logo.
Square.
Like your little square in a square, wasn't it? But they were very comfortable boots. Very comfortable.
Yeah, you're right. Centre halves, black boots.
Yeah.
Michael Keane's got his big boot back, hasn't he, this season?
he playing with an iron lung. Never mind the big boot.
Foxy's asked, with Benetiz surely about to leave us to manage Newcastle, what would top your CV to convince Moshiri to give you a shot at managing the Blues? Speaking manager to manager here, Keith.
Well, a recent foray into Sunday League management after our last manager quit after a 6-1 defeat. And I kind of got roped into taking over the team. So we are currently unbeaten under my stewardship, 100% record. Played 1-1-1.
It wasn't just played 1-1-1.
I mean, we won 4-0. The team we were playing were terrible. They're bottom of the league. But you can only beat what's in front of you. So,
there you go.
And ironically, the team we're playing on Sunday is the team that beat us 6-1 3 weeks ago. So it's a big grudge match and a big test of my managerial skills. So I'll maybe keep hold of my CV just now and see what happens Sunday. If we get the win Sunday, I'll like email it in to Denise and just say, yeah, I'll keep this on file for when the binary scale gets too much for that fella.
When this fucker dies.
When they finally figure out where he actually lives. So yeah, that's my CV. I have 100% record as a manager.
You can't argue with facts.
I'm talking about facts.
Exactly, you can't argue with facts. Warren, what are you lashing on your CV?
Well, obviously after multiple championship manager 01-02 league victories and promotions, straight away I'm already the favourite for the job. But I've got the theory side of it nailed down. Being a PE teacher and all, so I can step into the bridge. I'm used to working with people, albeit not adults, but still I'm used to working with people and managing situations. I
reckon footballers would be harder to manage than kids. So.
Well, I don't know about that. You haven't been to our school, but yeah, you're right. But no, I've got that in me. I've got that in my bag, and I think I could. I think I've got a decent enough personality. I'd like to think so that I could. I think. Do you know what? I think I'll be good at the whole man management thing, not necessarily the tactics side of things. Maybe I'd like to think I'm good at all that, but I'm not. But I think on the man management side of things, I think I'd be all right. So. Yeah, I'd have to lash all that on the top of the CV. But do you know what? I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear about how Keith gets on with this game because I'm invested in this now after I'm saying about taking over the reins unbeaten. Now, if he can get a result against this team who beat them 6-1, that says a lot for his managerial skills. And he says, we can only beat what's in front of us, but Everton don't regularly do that anyway. So
exactly. And 4-0 wins don't just happen accidentally.
No, exactly. So I am excited and interested to hear how the rest of the season goes for the big man.
Yeah, definitely. Mine, not even a humble brag this, it's just a massive outright brag. So I've won the top cup 3 years running. So
here it is.
17.
Get on YouTube to see these, by the way.
Hold on.
These are some spiffy trophies on show.
2017-18 Top Cup.
That's a lovely one, now.
That's 2018-19 Top Cup. So 3 years running, won the Top Cup.
Show that one again, because that's a lovely one. That's like a really nice version of the World Cup.
Oh,
no, not that one. Yeah,
the one with the ball.
There we go. Yeah, it's like a silver World Cup.
How nice is that?
Like that.
That's a beautiful trophy.
Runners up in 2018-19 as well. Got picked to the double. And then last year, finally won the league last year.
There you go. There's not.
So, you know, I've got trophies to back it up.
Les, you've got silverware right there.
You won the league during the pandemic, so there was no fans in. So, like, if it doesn't count for Liverpool, can you count it?
Well, the A in AC Hoyleague now stands for asterisk. I think I've said it was the most convoluted league win. We basically won by default because the team we were due to play jibbed our game off because they thought it was on goal difference, the league, and they were like 30 goals clear of us, and it was actually on head-to-head. So we finished top because they jibbed the game off. It was like, that'll do for me.
Win's a win. League's a league.
Default.
Two greatest words in the English language.
It was basically similar to when Everton finished fourth, like -7 goal difference. Kind of like that, but you know what I mean? I'm taking it as a title win. Last question. Dan Vane, back to last week's game. After Iwobi's fresh air shot last week, what's your greatest ever sporting howler? Keith, I think you've got a good one.
Yeah, mine's there's video evidence of mine.
I'm going to come to you last. I'll put that video on YouTube if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's all right. With sound effects.
With sound, definitely sound up for that one. So I'll come to you last. Mine is hitting the worst penalty ever in a penalty shootout. It was a dead hot day. The pitch was dead dry. Didn't know where I wanted to hit my penalty. Scuffed it. Cloud of dust everywhere, only to see the ball just drop into the keeper's hand. I just basically did the shittest Panenka inadvertently, and it just landed straight in the keeper's hand in a cloud of dust. That's mine. Warren?
Do you know what? I had one actually happen this week. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's me most embarrassing, but it was just funny. It was our year 10s are on football at the minute. We're really lucky actually at our school. We've got one of those 4G pitches, so we all had the kids on there and they love playing on it. We did a little tournament with them in the lesson. I'm like, well, say we're one player down. I was like, oh, go on, I'll come and play for you then. So I'm like giving it the big one, and they're all winding me up. Oh, we're better than you, share, and all that bit of like, you know, you'd have a bit of the laugh with them. And one of the lads is clean through, and someone's going to cross to get him, and I'm sprinting back as fast as I can. He's put this cross in, and it's there for the lad to tap in. And as I've got back, I thought, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make it. I'm going to intercept. And these lads have been giving me stick all lesson, and it's come across, and I've stuck my right leg out just to like get any contact on it, and I think, you know, get it behind for the corner, and it's come off the top part of my foot. It's gone in off the bar, bounced off the bar, and rattled in the goal. The most comical own goal you'll ever see. And honestly, all week I've been absolutely terrified by the kids. Like they've just been that own goal and that own goal. And you know when you're like, lads, you're 15, pipe down, but like at the same time, when all your colleagues are going laughing at you, you just have to take it on the chin. So it was one of them. After giving it the big one, I've learned to be a bit more humble in future. So that happened to me this week, which is, I look back at it and I laugh, but at the time I was just like, oh no, what have I done here? Out of all the groups I've got, I've had to do it in front of these lot. But yeah, it was funny. It was good fun.
The thing is that if you're going to score an own goal, you might as well make it a worldie.
Do you know what? Honestly,
that sounds like a sweet volley to me.
It was just like, I've stuck a leg out and anything can happen. It was crossing the corridor of uncertainty. You know, when that sort of 6-yard box.
There's the title.
Corridor of uncertainty. It was a cross into that, and I've honestly thought I'm just gonna look like Maldini like defending. And it's just come off the top of my foot, rattled in off the bar. And do you know what? It was good, but it was comical at the same time. But yeah, if I'm going to score an own goal, that's the way to do it, isn't it? So,
winner, that's the one. Keith, we'll finish on a high note.
Yeah, mine again is the corridor of uncertainty. It was one of them. Like there was a low cross coming in, and I was getting back, and I was the last man. And I thought I had all the time in the world, so I was just going to trap it and like take it out. And the goalkeeper shouts at me from like a yard away, "Get red!" And I'm like, "Oh shit! The striker must be right behind me." So I try and adjust my feet, and by the time I've adjusted my feet, the ball's rolled right through my legs to the striker, who was actually about 10 yards behind me. And he's just tucked it in at the back post. I tried in vain to get back and just wasn't happening. And like we say, unfortunately, there's video evidence of it because some fella was stood behind the goal the whole game, filming the game. If you are one of these people that stand on the sidelines and film Sunday League, grow up.
Liability notice right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Have your just honestly get a better hobby. Just the worst. We know we're terrible. We don't need to be able to watch it back.
Exactly. That's not what we're in it for.
No, that's not. The worst people are the ones that actually film themselves. Like, you see these videos on YouTube, there's people running about playing Sunday League with GoPros on and stuff.
Oh, that's...
I can't even comprehend that. That is a snap leg.
And there's goalkeepers that like film themselves. They stick the camera in the net and film them. Fucking Ben Foster does it for Watford, doesn't he? Yeah. Ben, what a meth he is.
Watch him have the game of his life tomorrow.
Oh yeah, he'll be like Sebastian Frey in that Fiorentina game.
Yeah, he will.
Basically, 100%. I hope someone behind the net just stands there the whole game screaming obscenities at him so that he can't put any of the footage on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? If you're sitting in the front row of the Lower Gladys or the Park End at the weekend, make Ben Foster's footage broadcastable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like drop C-bombs the lot.
That's a solid shout.
If it has to be like some sort of like, I don't know, like insult his dead ancestors or something, just really go for it.
Libelous statements, fine.
Make it obscene.
Yeah, 100%.
Really just be as horrible as you can so that you can't put it on YouTube.
Not too horrible, because we've all got these like things nowadays about being nicer and all that, but horrible enough that it can't go on as a camera.
Yeah, that'll do. Anyway, if anyone's watching on YouTube, we will finish with Keith's step over because it's a worldie. You've got to
enjoy. You've got to put your sound up. Enjoy the sound.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I forgot to say before as well, the story for the best ever young player, it was that kid, that 4-year-old who signed for Arsenal. Have you seen that? He just signed some 4-year-old and he was on the news, and honestly, he did the shittest step over I've ever seen.
He shines him off.
He looks rubbish. He's got, remember that lad, that Sonny kid who played for Ajax?
Sonny, oh God, yeah.
Remember he had the long hair?
Yeah, Sonny
kid.
Yeah,
he's gonna be in. He's gonna be shite like him. I'm telling you.
Until he turns up at Goodison in 2032 and scores the winner against us, then
He's one goal in professional football.
Oh, he's gonna score against us when he's about 14, and he like fucking Billy Hauser. Oh.
Right, lads, that is it for this week's mailbag. Thanks to Warren, thanks to Keith, thanks to everyone who sent questions in. We'll catch you next time on Mailbag.